We're driving the updated 2025 Honda Civic Hatchback. It's the hybrid version. It is a great car, but is it really all the car you need?
Here's how much the Honda Civic costs.
The version we're driving is the Sport Touring trim, aka the fanciest one, which explains why we have leather in here. But overall, it's a pretty simple vibe.
I really like all the metallic looking accents here, like this beehive looking treatment and look of the knobs. What I don't like is the shiny black plastic. It really is showing off the fingerprints and dust, but there's also this textured plastic, which I think looks great.
If only they'd use that everywhere else, then we wouldn't be so complainy. The simplicity of the design does align with the simplicity of the controls, though. You mentioned these knobs earlier, and man, it is just so streamlined here. If I had just awoken from a coma, been kicked in the head by a mule, and sat down in this car, I could still figure out how the climate controls work. One item that delights me, the steering wheel. Okay, I'm not delighted by the fact that we've got this metallic trim down here, which reflects light into my eyes at certain sun angles, but I really love the fact that on the bottom here, I love a steering wheel that allows you to bring your musicality to the drive. Do you play your car like a musical instrument? Tell us in the comments.
There's a ton of practical storage in here too. There's a spot in the door for my phone, storage lower down. There's also room for a bottle. If you want a big bottle, you gotta put it over here though.
Behind the cup holders, we've got a generously sized center console area, and then in front, we've got a dedicated phone zone and in our trim, a wireless phone charger. In back, we've also got the optional flip-down center armrest. That appears on most trims, but not on the absolute lowest. But you've got two different sized cup holders there, and a little bit more bottle storage on the rear doors, though it is at a jaunty angle. For the seats, I find them supportive and pressure point free. My only complaint is that there is no adjustable lumbar support for the Honda Civic in America. I believe you can get lumbar support in Europe.
How's the static lumbar?
Many drivers will not complain. I am not many drivers. I like extra lumbar support, otherwise my lower back hurts.
Sorry about your back.
Don't tell me, tell Honda. Seated behind my ideal front seat position, there's more than enough knee room and foot room. Headroom is appropriate for my 5'10" frame. I am the ultimate average American man. Impressively, I can sit in that middle position well, and my head just barely clears. So it's not like there's like a ton of extra space, but there's enough space in the back seats. Kiddo, on that note, how do you find sitting in the back of the Honda Civic?
The seat I'm currently sitting in, great. The middle seat, great.
And what about climbing in and out? Any issues?
Nope.
One complaint on your behalf, Kiddo, there are no rear vents in the Honda Civic. Bit of an oversight. Moving to cargo space, there are 14.8 cubic feet of cargo space in the sedan version of the Civic, or in the hatchback here, we've got 24.5 cubic feet. I find that to be a very functional space. There's a little bit of a lip that you have to lift cargo over, but the amount of space there is generous. I like how the cargo cover does that sort of slidey thing from the side, and then the other part that attaches to the hatch is really easy to pop in or take out. We took this on a camping trip to a ghost town, and there was enough space for all of our camping gear and an extra kid's worth of stuff. And we didn't even have to lower the seat. Two cargo area items. One, we've got 60/40 split seats in our tester here, but if you go with the base LX sedan, it has a one-piece seat back. Also, you only get a spare tire on the lowest trim. So if you look under here, you'll see we've got a tire repair kit, which is marginally helpful if you have a tire slash. Completely unrelated to any of that, if you'd like to help support our channel, Flying Eyes sunglasses and eyewear are worthy of consideration. If you'd like to learn more about how they can do this cool bendy trick and why they're so comfortable for pilots but also normal commuters like you, click the link in the description below. Sweetie, what's the child seat situation?
There are 3 top tethers as well as lower anchors in the outboard position. I'm 5'2", behind a workable front seat position for myself. There is room for a rear-facing car seat.
As for safety, the NHTSA has rated the Honda Civic 5 stars overall. Going to the IIHS, there's some confusion between the IIHS website and the Honda Press website, but I believe the sedan is a top safety pick and the hatchback is a top safety pick plus. Just know that by crash standards, the Civic is a safe bet. As for active safety, we have a full suite of driver assist technology standard plus 10 airbags standard family. What do we think? Is the Honda Civic family friendly?
Small family friendly.
Rear window test. Not all the way down. Boop. Armrest test, driving in a comfortable 8 and 4. I do have access to the inboard and outboard armrest without too much of a stretch. There is a plastic lip though under here, and on top of that is some stitching. Gonna ding that one. Outboard is more generally squishy. I'm going 85% outboard, 60% inboard. Moving onward to style. The 11th generation Honda Civic to me feels clean, tasteful, mature. I think it's a design that has good longevity. There are some updates to the exterior, front fat boy, that's hard to say, fresh front fascia. Kiddo, I will give you $20 if you can say fresh front fascia 3 times really fast. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fresh front fascia, fresh front fascia, fresh front fascia.
Woohoo!
I don't know if that was fast enough, but I'm feeling generous. You got $20.
Yay!
Fresh front fascia aside, there are also darker taillights on the sedan and a bunch of new colors.
I think that fresh front fascia, woohoo, is my favorite part. Curves around in the corners. It looks super distinctly Honda, but it's not polarizing. Or at least I don't think so. What do you think?
Honda continues to offer the sedan body style, but there's also the hatchback that we're driving. It's $1,200 extra versus the sedan equivalent. And based on the practicality of that cargo area and how it still looks very sleek, it doesn't look frumpy at all, we'd probably go hatchback. I mentioned we're driving the Sport Touring trim. If you see that word sport in the name, then you get 18-inch wheels and then dark trim on the outside. Cool. The brakes work well. Plenty of braking power when people pull out in front of you, though as long as we're talking about it, I'm gonna see if I can come to a limo-like smooth stop. You don't need to scream for this one. Steady, steady, and it's a little bit tricky. The hybrid brakes make it a little bit hard to do, but still wasn't that great. I'm gonna say that does not pass the Micah Muzio Limo Challenge. Where was I? Yes, if you want even sportier renditions of the Honda Civic shape, there's the SI, and then there's also the Type R. And I saw a Type R just the other day driving around. It looks sporty, but it also looks kind of like clean and tasteful. It's really nice. Last note, our color, if you're curious, is Boost Blue Pearl. It's like $455, and I think that's money well spent. This is the exact color I would get my Honda Civic hatchback if we were to buy one.
This is the fun color.
We're fans of the Honda Civic styling, especially after the mid-cycle refresh, but what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Tell us in the comments. Also, thank you for watching this video. Where else can you go to see a family engage in this kind of fun banter and occasional screaming other than our channel? Thanks for joining us. Onward to In Motion. Driving the Honda Civic, it is so composed over bumps. The body stays settled, but there's kind of a little bit of a plushness to the way the suspension absorbs bumps. It never feels chattery, and we drive on some especially terrible roads. It's just a very comfortable driving car. For the 2025 updates, the hybrid models in particular get unique springs and dampers. They've really tried to elevate the hybrids to be a more, elite driving experience. While in this corner, I'll note that we have a speedy steering ratio, but it never feels nervous. At high-speed cruise on the freeway, this thing's just dead locked, stable. It's a tough balance to be like a little bit playful, but also like really, really stable and predictable, and they have done that. Among the compact car segment, not every entry is fun, but I would say the Civic is pretty darn fun to drive. Also making it fun is the hybrid powertrain. It's a dual motor hybrid setup, and I just floored it there. And notice how we got that immediate pull, and then it continues to swell. And there's great synchronicity between the engine and the electric propulsion. They work in concert so that it has a very natural feeling propulsion feel. And a feeling feel, I think, is a little bit of a redundant way to say that, but you know what I mean. When you spent your entire life driving in cars, and when you accelerate, the engine kind of goes, this does that. And even coming up our long, steep hill up to the mountain, there's a little bit of engine racing because it's trying to make the power it needs, but it doesn't have that kind of desperate, like clinging to red line thing. The hybrid makes ample power, and it feels confident doing it. We do have a few drive modes to play around with. Normal works fine for almost every occasion. Sport mode does increase the promptness of the powertrain. I keep snapping, sorry. We also have an individual mode in here so you can really fine-tune the vehicle's behavior to your specific desires. For me, driving the Honda Civic, it just does all the things you expect it to do with zero fuss and a little more fun than you might expect. That's what I think about driving the Honda Civic. What does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel. As we're pulling away here, tell me, what's it like to maneuver this thing?
Maneuvers well.
And how's that acceleration feel?
Confidence inspiring. I like how this accelerates.
And I'm impressed with how quickly you're cornering. That's a very unsweetie-like behavior. Are you feeling comfortable behind the wheel?
I sure am.
When I see that extra speed from you, and I can't always predict which vehicles are going to do it, it makes me think, is she having fun?
It is a fun car for me because I don't really consider it. It just does what I want.
Let me ask, did you play around with those paddles at all?
I did not.
Pull the left one 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And let off the accelerator. So now that's maximum regen. We don't have a one-pedal drive mode or anything like that, but you can control how much off the accelerator decel you get, and I know sometimes you feel more comfortable when you come off the accelerator and it immediately starts decelerating.
This is a nice amount. Sometimes it's a little aggressive when you come off the accelerator. This is very subtle.
And what about visibility? Any challenges?
Over my right shoulder, that pillar is kind of thick and the window is rather small. Otherwise, visibility is good.
Thankfully, blind spot warning is optional. Overall, how are you feeling about driving the Honda Civic?
I like driving the Honda Civic.
Any game killers here?
No game killers here.
I'm getting back in the driver's seat. Let's move on to remarks. Infotainment. The standard screen is a 7-inch unit with wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone connectivity, but in the Sport Touring trim that we have here, the highest trim, we have a 9-inch screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone connectivity, plus Google built in. And that Google built in is brand new for 2025, but only found in the Sport Touring trim.
This infotainment system is super easy to use. The icons are large, although I wish the writing on them was a little bit bigger. They are color-coded, so it's easy to see what the different categories are. There are these handy shortcuts on the side, which are adjustable, and there are physical buttons and a knob. It makes it very simple to use, and I like the way the menus are organized.
From that simple 10.2-inch screen, I move over to this simple 10.2-inch screen, again, only included on the Sport Touring trim. There's not a lot of complexity, tells you everything you need,
including which kids have their seats buckled.
On all lower trims, you get a 7-inch display over here. Quickly encapsulating all of the changes for 2025, they've updated the exterior a little bit. The hybrid powertrain that we've been experiencing is new for 2025, and man, we really like it. And then also, up front here, standard on all Honda Civics are USB-C ports. And now let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. Here's how you open the hood on a Honda Civic. That's where you check the engine oil, that's where you add oil, and over on the left side, that's where you add the washer fluid. And if you're wondering what the Honda Civic's horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The base engine is a 2-liter 4-cylinder paired with a continuously variable transmission. Interestingly, horsepower is down, as is torque, from 2024. Then there's the 2-liter hybrid we've been experiencing. Great power, excellent fuel economy. Regular fuel is fine for both of those engines, and the hatchback is slightly less efficient than the sedan. Then there's also a couple of high horsepower versions. There's the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine in the SI that only comes with the 6-speed manual transmission. And then there's the 2-liter turbo engine that's in the Type R, also a 6-speed manual. For those high horsepower engines, premium is recommended. And for all engines, front-wheel drive is the only choice.
Sweetie.
Yeah.
Will you share our trim recommendation?
I will. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential Honda Civic features you'd regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. The base LX sedan has most of the essentials, but it's missing smart key access, alloy wheels, and 60/40 split rear seat backs. To get those, we'd recommend the $2,000 pricier sedan Sport trim, which also includes blind spot warning, rear center armrest, and 8-speaker audio versus the base 4-speaker setup. Among the Civic's competitors are the aforementioned Kia K4, the Toyota Corolla, the Mazda 3, and the Hyundai Elantra. Returning to this video's original premise, is this really all the car you need? Well, it is efficient, pleasant, and in some cases fun to drive. It offers enough room for most people's needs. And we think it looks great. Yeah, it really is all the car you need. And to support that fact, my buddy Mike Danger, who works over at Kelley Blue Book with me, sent me a text this morning right before we shot our video. And he's like, hey man, I sold my Lexus GX and look what I got. And he guesses what he got? A Honda Civic hybrid hatchback.
Good job.
And I was like, hey man, this is really aligning with the premise of the video I'm shooting today. If you have 12 kids, I'm not talking about you.
What if you have 11 kids?
No, we can make that work. Yeah, it's a pretty big hatchback. Mitigating that praise somewhat, I do have a wish list. I would love it if Honda made available all-wheel drive, adjustable lumbar support, and if they made the base screen a little bit larger, because 7 inches is pretty small when you can get 12.3 inches in a basic Kia K4. Still a great car though. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comments section. And now it is our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature in the Honda Civic?
I like this scratchy material so I can annoy Daddy.
That really is annoying. Well done, kiddo. Family, before my brain explodes, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Honda Civic. May I have a high five? High five. And you. You're not going to annoy me, are you? Come get your high five. Blabbo! And now please enjoy our AI-generated synopsis song about the Honda Civic.
Oh, the Honda